today's webinar will focus on building better assets with Marketo Engage email and landing page templates. So I'd just like to introduce myself. So my name is Adam Kenwell, and so I'll be your speaker today. And I'm one of the senior marketing automation consultants here at JTF, and also a Marketo certified solutions architect. So today's topics will include what problems exist with, or rather what bad templates can cause for your team, what different template modules and variables can do, how best you can use tokenization for faster, more accurate builds, and also be able to give you a few tips on how to improve responsivity across different email services and devices. And also have a look at ways to integrate in-depth reporting and also heat mapping. Before we begin, just a little about JTF Marketing. So we were founded about 5 years ago with our CEO, James Fletcher. All of our consultants here at JTF are Marketo certified experts, with all the senior team members certified as solution architects as well, including myself. We operate in a wide variety of industries, so some of which you can see here on the slides, so some of which includes financial services, education, and technology. We operate in a lot of different areas. So some include technical implementations, such as full Marketo implementations from start to finish. Also things such as marketing operations, so providing you BAU on-call support, and also marketing automation strategies, so helping you deliver and assess the problem areas that you have and re-engaging with your audiences. In general, our culture here is very much we will find a way to be able to deliver what it is that you need to solve your issues. And we can either do that, obviously, with our internal team or partners to deliver on time and for your briefs. Some of the common problems that we find when dealing with email and landing page templates include deliverability and compatibility issues. So things such as being able to reach mail clients with their templates. Also, where clients find that they're losing a lot of time trying to hack against code. So in other words, trying to spend hours and hours trying to change that CTA button just to get it in line with the other columns that you have in your template. Also, red rings are obviously a big problem for everybody. So being able to get that right across different browsers is very difficult, and it's constantly evolving. You often might find that your email template doesn't quite look the way you want it to be. This could be for multiple reasons, but 9 times out of 10, it's because you don't have the right module options to fulfill the vision that you had in your head. Also, other things might include that we deal with quite regularly is lack of engagement with calls to actions. So you're obviously spending a lot of time on your emails, but you're not actually quite seeing the end results. And lastly, but not least, dealing with high unsubscribe rates. So seeing your database dwindling can be quite demoralizing. So we help to support in delivering templates, which will hopefully end those issues and improve your deliverability overall. So let's dive in. So there's a couple of things we're going to cover off in this section. Number one, what a good email template looks like, including modules, and I'll give you a quick demo of one of our recent templates and how module functionality can evolve your way of working. Also, I'll show you an example of a tokenized template, email template specifically, and how that can improve your overall productivity by saving you all that time rather than having to recreate the wheel every single time. And also cover off landing pages briefly, so kind of going over what the differences are between email and landing pages, what you can and can't do. And then we'll move on to other areas that I discussed earlier on. So I'm just going to move over to Marketo just now. So what we're looking at here is a recent client template. I have a couple of modules in here, which I'll demo quickly, but we have a hero module with copy and a CTA. We have here what is known as a breadcrumb module. So a set of steps which you can highlight as, for example, in a welcome email journey, somebody is progressing in their journey, which you can simulate in the communications that you're sending. Also, we have this style bullets option, which can allow you to present content in a different way using copy and icons. And also this module here at the bottom, which allows you to count down to a specific date and time. So you might use this, for example, for a webinar, you're counting down to the date of when that takes place. So without further ado, we'll have a quick look at this here in module here. So you can see here on the right-hand side, we have the variable options. So there's a number of different things that we can show you today. We're a bit stuck with time, but we'll do what we can in the time we have. Firstly, for example, I know it's quite a common problem with the clients we deal with. They need a template which can allow them to adapt modules for multiple use cases. So a really quick win for a lot of people is to be able to show and hide a CTA. So you can see here at the moment, this is being shown with the yes button on the right-hand side. But if I change that to no, you can then see that that will disappear. Also, which is common in the templates that we develop, is updating the bottom and top spacing. So adjusting the padding to look a bit more spaced out as per your needs and the content you have. So for example, if I change that here to a different PX value, I can change that to 30. And you'll see in a moment that that improves at the top. Just waiting for Marketo to do that. So you can see that that's just adjusted. And then also you have things like, adjust the height and width of CTA, which was being shown, and also change the alignment from left, right, and center. And also you can change for the mobile, which is actually a really common requirement that we have, because you often find that the alignment on a desktop version might not quite render the same way that you hope it would on a mobile device, especially with so many devices out there. So we allow you to change that to suit your needs. We have a quick look at this module here, which is a breadcrumb. Very similar functionality. You can show and hide all of these different number and circle images that you can see here. These are regarded as steps. So for example, I have step number 6, which is currently hidden. So if I change that to yes, you will see there that that is then going to show up. And then also just on the bottom here, you can check options to highlight the different images that you see here to the green that you see here. So if I step through check here, you can then see that that's going to change. And then you can also see here that at the bottom, you can add the links rather than having to drill down into the actual module itself. The next module I have here is a style bullets option. So as I mentioned, it uses icons here on the left and uses copy here, which you can drill in to update. Again, it's got show and hide functionality. You can update the background color, for example, that you see behind these different sections here. And you can also update the bullet colors, which you see here below as well. And just looking at this module here, so the countdown module. So with this one, again, you can change background colors and you can update the images, for example, which is the sliced image on the right-hand side, and you can update the copy you see here. And then we use this countdown timer with a partner of ours named Centric, which is, if I just briefly look here, you can set your parameters of the date and time that you wish, plus the colors that you want to use on the timer that you see here, which will then generate this code that you see. And we then just drop it in here. So you can see here, there's a variable just to add that option. So it's a really cool one that is a common request with a lot of our clients. The next option I want to show you is a tokenized email. So you can see here that I've made use of tokens in the from details. So things like from name and from email address and reply to. I've also made use of a lead token, which is a demographic token, which would filter in the person's name from which it's sent to. So when you receive that, it will show your name. So for example, here, let's say, hi, Adam. If, for example, my lead or contact records didn't have a value for the first name fields, it would then say hi there. And then I've also made use of tokens here, for example, a headline and also copy and also a CTA text. So if I just look at my program here, you'll see here in the My Token section, this is where we store the values. So all I need to do is update these and it'll all be updated. So the reason that we recommend this as best practice is because when you're trying to, for example, deliver a lot of email batch and blasts or webinar programs or whatever the use case might be, it makes life so much easier when you have the information ready to be pre-filled simply by cloning out the template that we might create and filling in these values. And then if I go here to my email and preview, you'll see in a moment that these values have all been updated. So hi there, because I'm not filtering on a specific records. And then it's updated here with this is a test headline. It's then also updated here that we have a subcopy, which is just ORM for the purposes of this demo. And then it's also added in test CTA as the text on the actual button itself. And the last asset that I wanted to particularly show you here was an example landing page, which shows you different sections, including copy and button sections, and also 3-column sections, which you can update much in the same way as you would an email. So for example, by drilling into these different sections, you can update the images in the background by updating the sections here. And also you can update the text in this variable section here on the right-hand side. So there's a fair few sections here, and it's a template which is fit for content and also form purposes, which you can see here. For example, we have a form insertion section as well. The only real differences here is that with an email template, you can drag and drop multiple of the same module, whereas this is all preset. But what you can do is make use of the show and hide functionality. So for example, if I wanted to show and hide the social media section, I can do that, and in a moment it will then clear, and then it just writes up and then increase the padding. So that is an example template. A second. The next section I want to go through is tips for inbox rendering and success. So it's a common issue across all the clients that we deal with, that they want to get every email that they send out inch perfect for every inbox client that they send to. So we actually make use of a tool called Email and Asset. So this allows us to do multiple different functionalities. Most importantly, at least in the way I'm going to describe, is to be able to test against different mail clients and how your email actually looks when it's sent to that particular individual. Also, what it does is it allows you to do analytics testing, which allows you to embed tracking as separate to Marketo, and then be able to deliver more in-depth results. And then give you the information you need to know to be able to understand how you can then better improve your content and how you make use of the templates that you have available to you. So if I just then go to this page here, it's an example preview of a template which we've developed in the past for one of our customers. And you can see here that it gives you the various options to preview on desktop and web clients, and also for mobile devices, which is even more paramount in the current climate. So by clicking into any one of these, you can switch between the two and you can see how they look just by scrolling through. If I want to, for example, I can move along to a different type of device, so a different iOS device in this case. And if I move out, I can then have a look at desktop clients and see how they perform as well. The point being is that you can identify any issues that you see. Specifically, quite commonly, we find that Outlook is a bugbear for a lot of people. The infrastructure of Outlook is constantly evolving, and it's one of the hardest mail clients to deal with in terms of making sure that how your template looks in Marketo looks exactly the same as when you actually deliver it to the end mail client. So moving on, the next section of Email and Asset I want to show you is the analytics section. So if I just show this tab here, first I'm just going to show you this area here, which is for a couple of the clients that we work with. really super important for how they deliver their content. So they embed analytics as part of nearly every email that they send. And the reason they do this is they want to really see where their clients are clicking and what's really interesting them and what module options are really working best for the type of content they're delivering. So what it's actually able to do with the tracking that's embedded is deliver this real-time heat map. So you can see here that we've got this 33.3%. It identifies the actual link, the total number of clicks, and how many were unique. And it also shows you, if you look further down in different colors, where are the strongest, obviously, areas of engagement. So you can see here, this particular module and example I'm showing has been really high in terms of engagement. In terms of overall clicks, it's received 50% of them. And not unsurprising, in this example use cases, there's not a lot going on down here. So other areas that this actually provides you in terms of analytics is click tracking, just to give you a quick look. So it gives you a bit more in-depth clicking, tracking, so unique and total clicks. If we have a look at engagement, it gives you a desktop versus mobile breakdown for read, skim, and glance, which is also a really cool feature of this tool. So you can set preset parameters in seconds. So for example, you might have 3 seconds for a glance or delete, 5 seconds for a skim, and 10 seconds for some natural reads. So with this information, you can then take it away and really understand what your customers are engaging with, and then make the relevant changes to be able to repeat that success in the future. So if I just go back to my deck. So finishing off, in terms of what we can offer, aside from what was already mentioned, we can deliver impartial reviews of your email marketing performance. So doing an audit almost of your instance and your campaigns, and be able to find what are the key campaigns that are working for you, and also trying to see where there's opportunities to improve, whether that be data hygiene, improving your deliverability by sorting any hygiene issues that you might have, or looking at the type of modules you're using in your templates and see if there's anything that we can do to see where we can improve. As we've already covered, in terms of what we can deliver in terms of templates for both email and landing pages, we can initially do a free review, give you some pointers on what's working well and what's not based on the code that you have, and suggest anything we think would improve your overall deliverability there. And also what we are able to offer is advice on being able to help you improve and scale your marketing programs. So working with you to identify those common use cases and journeys, and creating template structures to help you not only manage your productivity, but increase your engagement, and also provide a consistent approach for all members of your team. And also, lastly, just in here, is switching from a batch and blast approach to more intelligent, always on campaigns. So helping you to identify ways to deliver your campaigns in more effective ways. So for example, we do a lot of work with our clients on delivering revenue models. So things like identifying where your customers are in your buying cycle, being able to translate that into content and programs, which is able to target the right people at the right time. Thanks very much for attending, and I hope to speak to you all in the future.